So there's a huge chance if you all have been on the internet in the past 48 hours, you've heard about the beef between Barstool Sports and Call Her Daddy. Call Her Daddy is one of the biggest podcasts out there right now. I'm not a listener, but I do recognize that it is in the top charts a lot of the times. A lot of people talk about the podcast. It's associated with Barstool Sports. The hosts, Alex and Sofia, super talented people and very entertaining. This drama right now that I've been trying to catch up on and trying to understand, since I am not a listener of the podcast, is very interesting in the sense that David Portnoy, president, the owner of Barstool, picked up the podcast Call Her Daddy, I think last year. And in that time, when he picked up the podcast didn't have that many viewers. So they signed a contract. I think it was a 3-year contract regarding that Barstool would own 100% of the intellectual property or the IP of Call Her Daddy. In the sense where if I were in their shoes, if a huge corporate entity reached out to me and offered, I don't know, a 3-year deal, 2-year deal, giving me a salary to produce content as well as bonuses in regards to downloads or whatever incentives they're offering, I think that's a pretty good deal. What I'm reading and what my sources have been telling me, that the girls are both making each about $500,000 after the first year of the podcast. Obviously, a lot of this happens. We do notice it with sports, the entertainment industry. When someone gets super huge or super big and starts to cultivate their own audience, they start to go back and say, hey, this contract isn't fair. Which makes sense because now that they have their own audience, they're capable of, their earning potential just shoots through the roof, which is why renegotiations happen. And from what I can understand, they tried to renegotiate. This entity basically granted them that audience, though, in the first place, right? So without that entity, they wouldn't have gotten to that level that they are now. And they're continuing to get bigger. I was listening to the podcast this morning around like 5 a.m., so I don't remember all the details of it, but I think the girls were shopping around to host their podcast on different platforms or something similar to that. And Dave caught wind of it. And, he thought it was pretty shady, rightfully so. If I were Dave, I would be pretty sussed out. But if I were the girls, I do understand why they were doing that. They felt like they were valued more. However, Dave did try to renegotiate a contract with them. So during that renegotiation, he offered $500K to each of them, not including bonuses, and then full IP of Call Her Daddy name after that 1 year. So he shaved off the 3rd year and only wanted them to work for Barstool for another year while getting a huge pay raise and also offering them full ownership of the podcast after that year. Why didn't they take it? Well, there's a lot of speculation and a lot of theories on why they didn't take it. I mean, that's a great deal. I don't think it's lopsided anyway. Barstool gets to get their money, they get their end of the bargain, the girls get to get their end of the bargain too. At the end of the day, both parties win. Why didn't they take the contract though? So there's this guy, apparently his name is Peter Nice, I don't know his name, but he's like an executive at HBO Sports. And apparently one of the girls, I think Sofia, is dating him. So they're dating each other, and there's speculation that he sent the team of lawyers to Dave regarding the contract, asking for more demands, like full ownership of the brand or the IP, etc., etc. Interesting part is that Alex did come back to renegotiate with Dave by herself, saying that Sofia, the other girl, wasn't going to take the deal, but Alex was interested in this new deal. Each of them would get the $500K. But since Sofia didn't answer, Dave tried to contact her. Portnoy offers Alex 75% of the IP after the first year, and Barstool owning 25%, and she would still get that pay raise. So Alex would get more than 50% of the IP, and she still gets that pay raise. And apparently, Sofia comes out of the woodworks saying this isn't fair. She's a backstabber, all of this stuff. And she's been radio silent with only a team of lawyers contacting Dave Portnoy. So in the end, she kind of lost her opportunity. I think they both lost their opportunity, actually. No one's been responding, but this is really interesting considering that I like to compare it to sports. When you get onto like an NBA team, you sign a year contract. And during that time, you can either blow up or end up being a bench player or you're just not known in the media, right? But the association invests that money contractually initially up front because they're taking a risk on you. They believe in you. At the end of the day, if you do prove to be successful, you did sign a contract. However, after the contract is over, then you use your new perceived value to renegotiate whatever you want, right? So I wouldn't say what they're doing is stupid or not smart, but I think it just wasn't thought through well enough. If I were in their position, I don't know what I would be doing. I'm just trying to comment from an outside perspective, not being a fan and just being an objective viewer of the situation. Dave Portnoy has posted on the Call Her Daddy Instagram, posted an episode on the actual podcast. So he has full IP. He owns everything, right? But he posted this new video 5 hours ago. So I was at work. What was 5 hours ago? 12, 11, 10, 9, 8. So it's 8 a.m. I heard about this drama around 5 a.m. So let's watch this update.
All right, real quick message to everybody on Daddy Gang, all the girls watching this. And yeah, the first thing, my chest hair is bland. Two, yes, this is Randolph, my goldfish, and I have him on my necklace. Deal with it. We've gotten inundated with people being like, yeah, I can do Call Her Daddy, I can take their jobs, blah, blah, blah. We're probably not going to do that. Like, we're not looking for Call Her Daddy replacements. We can work something out with them, great. But we're always looking for talent. So if you're funny, smart, want to get into this thing, we are looking for girls. But don't send it to me because I'm too busy. We have auditions at barstoolsports.com. If you want to start your own podcast, if you want to do your own thing. Contrary to popular belief, we're actually like a pretty fun place to work, a good place to work. So send anything you got. Don't just be like, hey, I'm funnier than the Call Her Daddy girls. I'll do that better. Send us a clip, do a podcast, send us a video, exactly like how we found Alex. She was out doing it herself, and that's how we stumbled across it. So do that if you're serious about it, and I promise you we'll have people look at it. If we think it's good, potential, we'll get back to you. And maybe, who knows?
So it looks like they're hiring for the Call Her Daddy podcast. I don't know. I think Barstool in general is hiring any podcast right now, or anyone who wants to do podcasts on their I'm not really sure, but maybe I should submit this podcast. No, but I guess it's great that he's offering the opportunity. I mean, he did mention that he's not replacing the girls. He's, I guess, still waiting for a reply. But yeah, it's really, I'm really curious to see where this goes in the next 24 hours. Let's see the actual host Instagram. Let's see if they posted anything. Alexandra Cooper, nothing new. She posted 7 days ago. Let's look at the other girl. Sophia. Oh, she posted her story.
Okay. There's been a lot of crazy shit being thrown around, and some of it is true.
Jason.
Some of
Yo.
it is false. I'm going to be 100%.
What happened?
It's freaking huge.
Hell yeah, it's huge. So my roommate kind of walked in and needed me, and I freaking missed the story, the Instagram story update, because she doesn't have it on there anymore. Either because it was 24 hours and 24 hours have passed, or she deleted it and I missed it. So now I don't know what her response is to the whole situation. But what do I think about the situation? I think the situation is really unfortunate. Obviously, the girls are talented. They have a huge following. They've cultivated this audience and really created this culture around that podcast. And now they've kind of ruined it. And there's multiple people you could blame in this situation, but honestly, if I were in their position, they were getting a good deal. They weren't getting ripped off or scammed. They kind of just lost this opportunity. Yeah, they still have that audience. They can cultivate their own thing, whatever they want to do from here on out. But, they could have secured the bag. $500K, full ownership of the IP. I mean, I think they missed out because now they gotta restart a brand from scratch, and whatever they decide to do from here on out, they can't be affiliated with Barstool anymore. So it's unfortunate. I'll keep you guys updated. If you guys want to see more of this controversy, let me know. Comments below. But other than that, that's all I wanted to really talk about. That's pretty much it for the vid. Thank you all for watching. Stay thirsty. Please subscribe, like, comment, and see you guys next time. Peace.
Y'all right here with no more nine. Off lights. Off, but it's all